Hi everybody, and it is Thursday afternoon. I have we're back again for yeah, there you go. The second part. We had such fun yesterday with Felicia and myself when she was telling me about the different acupressure points that we decided that we were going to come back and do it again today. Hi Felicia! How are you?
Lovely being here, Marie.
Excellent.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon to you too. So tell us, what have we in store for ourselves today?
Well, we're going to do allergies.
Allergies.
Because although we may not be in the allergy season per se, there are lots of people who do have allergies going throughout the whole year, actually. One moment. Through the whole year. Oh, mate. It was something calling. Why is it every time I'm on Instagram live, people find me?
Yeah.
What is it?
Felicia's online. Let's connect with her.
I know. All happens live, doesn't it? Really?
But of course, absolutely. But that's real life.
Yeah. That's how it goes, really. Yes. So I found that lots of people do have allergies all the way through the year. It's not necessarily in the tree season when they start growing their leaves and they all sorts of things in the spring time, sort of going into summer. I find that lots of people actually have allergies through to all sorts of things. Dust, for instance. My husband suffers from dust problems, and it sets him off. He does these particular points and it sort of stems it and neutralizes it straight away before he even goes any further, which is brilliant. And there's loads of people I know and also teach my students and also my clients these, and they notice straight away whatever they were feeling in their nose and the irritation in there, and their eyes go all blotchy and all red and sore, crying all the time. That is all gone. It just goes quite quickly. So it's similarities to EFT, obviously, because you are neutralizing the possibility of actually developing into a really full-scale allergy attack. So what you're giving a message to all of the obviously organs of the body is that this is not happening. We are then rebalancing and realigning you, and this also affects your immune system as well, which is excellent because it's boosting your immune. Although these are not the immune system sequences per se, it does have a knock-on effect with your immune system, so it gives it a real good tiny boost to support it whilst it's going through the phases of the allergy removal, in other words.
Yeah, because what happens with allergies is that because not everybody has them, so that for some reason, and the messages that some people are getting are saying it's almost like a threat to them, so their body reacts to that, in coming out in allergies. And a lot of people would get it to dog hair or cat, or like to animals, as well as dust. And because I know even when my sister, when she was growing up, when they did the whole allergy testing on it, dust was a big thing, for setting her off. So, okay, let's go and see. Where do we start?
What happens? Yeah. Right, we're going to start with a point which is actually on one of the EFT points, which is here underneath the eye. Obviously, we're going to do right first, then left. So we're going to do right first, and we do diagonal. So we locate the point, and we do it diagonally. Now, this particular point is related to lungs. Clearing out your lungs, because if you can imagine, you've got left lung here and right lung there. So you're clearing out excess mucus, for instance, any toxic or any sort of microorganisms that have trapped themselves into your bronchial and your little tiny trees that you've got in your lungs.
I can imagine it helps with your sinuses as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does, Marie. Also your heart. It connects to the ventricles of the heart as well. And the heart is only on the left-hand side, as we know, both Marie and I know, anatomically it's only on the left. Although you are obviously doing both lungs
Yeah.
Obviously both ventricles, obviously, of the heart as well, but the obviously heart is mainly on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Temples, it also helps out to clear temple headaches.
Yeah.
Chest, and stomach, which is obviously on the stomach meridian. All right. Now the next one is number 7. Now number 7, 2 lines that go underneath the nose.
Yeah.
You go into the center of the first one, and then you start to rock up and down.
So
now,
we've got the middle bit there. So
point,
yeah. So the middle of the first one. Yeah. Okay.
And as you can tell, I've already starting to clear stuff out because I'm coughing and having a clearing out. This is to do with pancreas, ovaries, uterus, and the prostate gland functions.
Okay. And this is to get them back into optimal working order. Yeah.
Yeah. And
actually, my nose is really itchy.
Yeah, that's a good sign, actually, Maria. That is really good sign.
Okay.
Yeah, it's saying it's working. It's working.
Excellent.
Clearing stuff out that not necessarily you don't even know what's in there and hiding in there in the first place.
Yeah.
But it is in there and it needs to come out.
Yeah.
And that is very good, obviously, because it's balancing your secretions of your insulin and inulin in your pancreas.
Great. So you don't be getting your spikes and your drops of sugar.
Yeah. That's the next one is you actual fact locate the side of the mouth and slightly go up, so in alignment with the actual top lip, but slightly out. And that is a very good point for the adrenal glands.
Okay.
Kidneys.
Yeah.
It nourishes the kidneys. It also helps with releasing any blockages in the thighs. Okay. Hips. So it releases your hips. If you've got hip joint problems, this is a very good point for releasing the muscles and letting them be a bit looser, in other words. But not too loose that you actually lose momentum. But obviously,
your joint isn't coming out. But that's actually a perfect one for me because I've been getting a pain in my right hip recently. So this is great to be able to work on that. Yeah.
And then you do the other side.
Okay. And the same thing again, is it about 15 to 20 every time, is it? Yeah. Yeah.
And this is also an anti-inflammatory point for the body.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So you've got several points which you usually use. Most people go to go and get something to help them with their anti-inflammatory or cortisol in all sorts of things. But there are specific points on the face that actually can sort it out for you completely naturally. It's amazing how the body works, isn't it?
Yeah, it is out of this world.
The next point is 19. Now 19. You draw a line down from the top of the nose, down this little tiny bone, and you locate it right at the base. And you sort of, if you've got nails, it's excellent because you can locate it quite happily. Except some people might find that painful, but this is lower back.
Okay, and this is the ridge between that you can actually feel. Well, I can feel it's almost like I'm right at the base, but it's like my gums go down, and you know, so it's like between that and Grant. There's a little hollow there. Yeah.
This is related to your heart. It's balancing your blood pressure out.
Yeah.
It's also helping to clear out your lungs.
Yep.
And your nose. Yes, it's very good. If you've got problems with your nose, for instance, this is an excellent point. Liver and stomach, colon, and the lower abdomen. This is also on the governing vessel. This is one of the last points before you get to the end point of the governing vessel, which is a yang energy.
Okay.
So it's masculine energy. So this is promoting a really good nourishment going into the base of your spine, base chakra, in other words. Then the next point is you go across from the nose and across. Now, there's actually 2 points you're going to go over this time, which is gallbladder and liver. So you're going to do your finger is on the side. Yeah. Right. So you're going to locate the 2 points, and you're going to go across. Right? Okay. But now this is only on this side of the body, because obviously now anatomically the liver and the gallbladder are only on
the right hand side. Yes. Yeah.
Now these two are gallbladder first, and it corrects your if you've got cholesterol problems. This particular first point here is excellent for balancing your cholesterol.
Fantastic.
Because everybody's cholesterol is different to everybody else's energetically. It's no two are the same.
Yeah.
And also helps regulate your digestive system.
Fantastic.
Because your liver is, well, Maria and I know, because obviously we've had training in this for that and anatomy physiology, that the liver is the biggest organ in the digestive system.
Yeah.
So anything in your liver that is actually requiring you to let go of, it will let go of by doing that. The second point. So
okay.
If you work the two together, it's an excellent synergistic blend, in other words.
Okay.
Next one is 60. Now 60 is TMJ joints. Well, for the two of us it is, but it's slightly in front of that. So it's not actually on the joint where your jaw, the top, the actual joint of the jaw is. It's just slightly forwards.
Yeah.
And then you just go up and down. Now this is excellent for the eyes, cleansing the eyes and helping the orbital and the all the mechanism behind the eyes. It begins to start changing the optics for you. So if you've got anything wrong with your eyes, for instance, this is excellent.
Yeah.
It's also good for the ears as well. Heart, lungs, forehead and face. So this is giving a really good glow and a really good workout for your face by doing this particular point.
You can see where I was working on my cheek. I've got one big red cheek. Yeah. Yes, the body's working.
Yeah, it's a sign. You know, if your face goes bright red after you've done a particular point, you've done well, because it just says that erythema, what we call erythema, or the blood supply, is returning to that side of the face or that particular point, and then nourishing that particular area of your body, which is excellent. So that's the whole aim of all of this. Yeah.
Can I just check with you, Felicia, because you know the way when you have like the ridge, so you have the top part here, and then you have the joint. Yeah. So it's in the hollow just below the top part, or is it actually
just? You go to the actual point itself of the TMJ joint. Yeah. If you just sweep slightly forward, so you're not actually on the joint.
Yeah.
That's there.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. The next point you have to be very, very careful with, and you usually use your little finger, or if you have the privilege of a crystal, you use one of them, which I'm going to use one, so it's much easier than I use my little finger.
Okay.
Right. It's in the middle of the eye. It's actually on the bone.
Okay, the orbital ridge, yeah.
And what you're going to do is you're going to do very tiny circles.
Okay. Oh, I know. I have a carnelian here. I can use that because it's soft and round rather than something with a point.
This is, again, excellent for the eyes. It's excellent for your kidneys. Because if you've got dark circles under your eyes, it's usually saying your kidneys are overworking themselves, and they can be a bit sluggish.
Okay.
But I'm lucky not to have that, because I drink copious amounts of herbal tea and also water. So I've never been a dark-eyed person, so that's great. But obviously some people who have a digestive system problem or something like that, it can affect the actual drainage of the adrenals and in the kidneys.
Can I ask you, sorry, Felicia, before you go on to the next one, seeing as you mentioned tea, is there a good tea to drink that you would recommend, say, with what, you know, for allergies or things like that? For allergies or whatever.
I've got my cup is runneth over of this particular blend of teas.
What is
now this one I highly recommend, right? This is beautiful, because obviously I've got given Marie this information. This tea is absolutely delicious. I've been drinking this for the last probably 2 months. It's burdock root, organic, they're all organic. Burdock root, dandelion leaves, sage, and what's the other one?
Not to worry, we can add it to the description at the end.
Yeah.
All the different ones.
Because if you do saging, your natural saging around you with a sage smudge, all right, that is external. So what you're doing for the internal is drinking the sage tea. The only thing I advise is if you're pregnant, do not take it.
Okay.
Or if you've got any issues with hormonals, it's preferably not a good idea. You can leave the sage out and use the others instead.
Yeah.
They'll still actually clear loads of rubbish. I'm not saying that word. Sorry, guys. I'm not saying that word. Clears loads of rubbish out of your body.
Yeah.
So what you're doing in facial reflexology, you match that up with herbal tea, and it helps to flush out all the toxins and all of the stuff that you no longer require, including your emotions and habits. It's amazing how it works, I can tell you now. Now, right, that one. So the last one is 124, which we know already because it's this point here.
It's the one we used for calming yesterday, one of the first points that we used. So it's literally up from your eyebrow until you sort of, it's about 2 fingers up. And you'll feel there's like a slight indent there, and that's where you'll actually, your finger will find the natural area for it. So yeah, we can rub there. And as Felicia said yesterday, you do one side at a time. You don't do both together. You totally confuse your body going, what's going on here? So instructions one at a time.
And then what you do is, because you do, the right-hand side is related to the gallbladder.
Yeah.
The gallbladder and the bile duct.
Yeah.
So it's clearing out and making way for free flow.
Yeah.
So there's no blockages. There's no signs if you are actually prone to gallstones.
Yeah.
That is an excellent point to use because, and also whilst you're using that point, I suggest that you actually also take, if you can do it digestive-wise, if you eat the lemon juice in a small amount of olive oil. It tastes disgusting, I can tell you now, but it works.
Okay.
Or cider vinegar with the small amounts of, probably a tablespoon of the olive oil, as long as that's completely organic and it is virgin.
Yeah. Because
you don't want anything adulterated blends or anything. And then what you do is you then drink it once a morning before you have your breakfast.
Okay.
That's why I know it's disgusting, because I've already done it myself. Not that I've got a problem in that area.
Yeah.
But for everything I do and I teach about and everything I tell my students about and my clients, I am my own guinea pig, in other words.
Yeah,
so I do
you
what
tried
I
it first.
say, what I teach other people to do.
Yeah.
Because, and this point here is all about the relaxation. It's finishing off the sequences and it's telling the brain, we've finished with this sequence now, and that's it. You just receive the messages and carry it forwards to the necessary systems or organs in the body.
Yeah. And we need to relax the other side as well, so we do. So it's not just one side of us.
This, as I said before, Marie, it can be done alone on its own. I mean, the amount of people I know that sit on a train or a bus and even in their car, because obviously you can do one-handed. Not that I suggest you do one-hand wheeling, by the way, but obviously you can do it. But they will do this in a traffic jam, for instance, or at the lights, and they will do this, especially if there's something in front of you that's just cut you up and you really want to have a real go at them. You do this particular point and it just sends it completely. You're not angry with them anymore. You just let them fly, because obviously sometime or other that person is going to get their come up, and it's not going to be you that's going to do that. And you can do that. You can do it if the children are really getting really up your nose. If you've got a problem with yourself, you're angry with yourself, for instance, and you're frustrated, do this particular point over and over again, as long as they do right first, then left, and you can do it all through the day if you so wish. I know people who do it at any time, and even when they're going to bed. Yeah. And they say the enormous difference it makes.
Yeah, it's in bringing down the, calming you down and bringing down the energy. So for this point here, you know, the way when you were doing the TMJ point, what's the difference between the calming point and the TMJ point, like physically wise on your jaw? Are they both, are they both the same? No.
They're almost the same, because when you do that particular point, I was on, it will have an impact on the TMJ joint. Okay. Because if you've got locked jaw, for instance, and I know this only too well because my little one who lives not with me, they live further away from here. And I'm constantly getting messages saying, Mum, what can I do for this? Mum, what can I do for that? Now, they had a problem with one of their wisdom teeth, and the wisdom tooth itself, the actual nerve was sitting that way.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting this way in the jaw, it was sitting that way. So, of course, what it was doing was we're having a very painful experience in the jaw, and it was affecting their TMJ joint. It was affecting all of their jaw, their ear.
Yeah.
Oh, the tremendous problems we had. Anyway, Steph used to look at me when I was teaching other people and follow with me. And also I taught Steph as well. So of course, Steph was then doing this. Obviously took it with them when they went to live abroad. And is continuing using the points. When they were going through a problem with their wisdom tooth, when they had to have it out, they applied a certain sequence that I gave them, which is not a regular sequence. This is specifically for them. Obviously, and they noticed a tremendous release of pain. Even though they still had the problem, it was still there. Before they went into the dentist surgery, they applied this, I don't know how many times, I gave up. And they said it's amazing how they went through the whole operation with no anaesthetic.
Wow.
They were in a trance state because obviously they'd done this particular point over and over and over again. And the dentist was so unbelievable. They just didn't understand that, you know, they were sitting there with not feeling any pain whatsoever. They had the tooth removed and the nerve removed and stitched up the gum. Still nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Wow.
Because the dentist said,
sorry.
Do you want to have antibiotics? And they went, no, I don't want any of those. Do you want any such? No, don't want any painkillers either. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my acupressure points on my face that my mum taught me. And they didn't know what she was talking about. They didn't understand at all. And even now, I've just had a message today saying, Mum, I've just been doing this particular point and this one here, and I've now got pain in my ankles. What's going on? That's a reason, because this point here, if you were to trace your meridian line from your gallbladder, it actually goes from the side of the ear here, over the head several times, goes down the side of the body as a zigzag point, and it actually ends up, it goes over the outside of the ankle, around the ankle joint, and then ends up on the second toe before the little one.
Okay.
So of course they were having problems in that particular area on the opposite side of their body. And they were questioning me, how come it hurts on the other side? I was doing this side. And I'm going, well, there is an explanation there.
Yeah.
I'll let you know later. But that is what will happen if you apply these sequences. The body will respond very quickly and tell you where there's a problem. And then you can work round it. And then obviously you can include EFT as well, because that will then enhance the releasing of the sparks. In other words.
Excellent. So we'll go through the sequence one more time. So this is for people that have allergies. So whether it's dust or animal dander or something like that. So we'll do we'll go through the points again just to do a recap.
Okay, we're going to go through this one. The one that you had with the redness.
The red cheek, yes, still there. Yeah.
It'd be lovely to know if people are watching this, whether on live or replay, what their experiences are if they're following us. Actually, it'd be lovely.
Yeah.
If anyone like to comment or give us a comment, that would be wonderful, because obviously then we can get to know what we can, where this is going with myself and Marie. We have no idea.
Yeah.
But if obviously it's meant to go forwards with teaching people, then, you know, it'd be lovely to know what we can work on, in other words.
Yeah.
Because these points, although I know these points from many moons when I studied, they can always be adapted accordingly.
Yeah.
Right, so that's that one. We go over to here.
Yeah.
Now remember, this is an anti-inflammatory point.
Yeah.
So you've got any inflammatory joints or anywhere in the body that's really causing you some problem, this is a very excellent point to use. Remember, it is, if you were to work it out, the corner, the side of the nose down, side of the mouth. It's on the point of the end of the triangle, in other words.
Okay. We look so attractive.
That's the best way to describe it. It's like a graph you're forming on your hair, your face.
Yeah. Oh, that one's sore on that side, so it is, and on this side. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. This is also related. If it's meridians you're working with, this is going to be on the large intestine.
Yeah.
So it's clearing out, and it's just sort of clearing out loads of problems or blockages, or dark matter you may have stuck in the colon, and that can be, hang on a minute, in the ascending, transverse,
and descending.
So in other words, it's the obviously the shape of the actual.
So it goes up and around, and like that.
So what this point does, it's like a washing machine effect.
Yeah.
So it's going through, and it's really going through the whole of your intestines and clearing them out.
That's great.
This is also excellent. This is also an excellent point for if you've got inflamed colon.
Yeah.
It calms it down, and obviously because I know people who have got that problem, any issues within the actual wall of the large intestine, whether it be small or large, by the way, but mainly at the moment the large intestine, this is excellent point to use. So it's just a bit of information extra on top.
Great.
This next one is the bottom here.
Okay, underneath literally at the bottom of your nose, you can actually feel the hollow of your gum on the inside, and the hollow and the base of your nose. So along there. Yeah.
This is wonderful for your central nervous system, base of your spine, your coccyx. It also enlivens. If you are, I learned this I was quite astounded with this when I was learning about facial reflexology, to be honest. This point here, if you find you've got someone who goes unconscious, this point here, if you go in and really go in, I mean, so it hurts.
Yeah.
And for you to do it, if you're awake, it will really bring tears to your eyes.
Yeah.
You really go in and really locate the point, and you stay on it. You don't massage it. You don't do anything with it.
Oh, you
really
can feel it. Yeah. It's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what that does, because it's related to the head, you then awaken that person naturally.
Okay.
So you are bringing them back into consciousness. So they don't usually lose any blood supply. They don't lose any memory. They don't lose anything that they obviously are meant to have in their brain and their head, but you're naturally waking them up. Now, if you were to, in actual fact, I have in actual fact informed a friend of mine of years ago who was working in an ambulance, and I said to them to do this, and they said, "Don't, you're stupid." So I thought, right, okay, I'll leave it with you then. Yeah. I'm not saying anymore, I'll leave it with you. But they said they may not be able to apply that because of rules and protocols. Yeah. But they said to me, you know, if anything, if there's an incident that comes available that I will be able to intuitively use that, I will use it. Yeah. And I've not seen them since. I don't know whether they do or not. Yeah. But that is also something that has been used in Qigong. Yeah. And also in the dojo in judo. Okay. I used to go to judo with my family, so I know. This point here, if anyone actually goes unconscious or loses their momentum on the mat, that is the point you pressurize. Okay, there you go. Because it brings you back into your body. Yeah. Quite quickly. Yeah. So that's that one done. We're going to remember the 2 points over here. So. This is liver. First of all, we do the gallbladder, and then we locate the liver, so you can work this together. Because in Chinese medicine, for meridians, these two are partners together. Yeah, and this is only on communicate with the other naturally. Yeah, and this is only on the right side because it's gallbladder and liver, and your liver and gallbladder are only on the right hand side of your body. Yeah. Not unless you've got something on the right letter. Who knows? But at the moment, anatomically, humans only have them on the right hand side. Yeah. Oh, itchy nose. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. If you are watching and you're having the same experiences as Marie, that is a very good sign. What you're doing with these points is actually being received and working.
Yes, I'm getting the signal back up again saying, yay. Now, next one.
The other experiences you may incur is lots of yawning.
Yeah.
Which is release of energy, change of energy.
Yeah.
You can also be sneezing.
Yeah.
There are other things you can do, which I will not mention, but you will get gurglings in the stomach.
Yeah.
You will also find that you may wish to cry.
Yeah.
Which is all releasing energy. It's exactly the same similarities to EFT.
Yeah.
You are releasing blockages and stagnation points in the body which are no longer serving you or no longer have never served you.
Yeah.
Really, truly, you've just hung on to them, but now it's time to let them go. And sometimes you'll go over a point, and you've done it before in another sequence, it wasn't painful.
Yeah.
Then you go over it again, you think, oh, crikey, that's painful.
Yeah.
And it just means it's just like an onion.
Yeah.
You're removing layers of you.
Yeah.
And letting them go.
Yeah.
But each of them come up on their own accord without you actually knowing it.
Yeah.
Now remember this one?
Yeah, orbital ridge. Yeah, I'll use my carnelian. I'll actually, yeah. So just gently.
But you'll find if you do these on a regular basis, because it's going to go deep inside you and clear out. So you can find that your throat begins to that you begin to clear, which is good, because obviously it's clearing your throat and your ability to communicate with yourself.
Yeah.
And obviously, which communication means that it's going to be expressing your truth.
Yeah.
And also expressing clarity.
Yeah.
It also brings clarity to the eyes as well, so it helps.
You can
the
see
eyes
more clearly.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what we do is the last point, which we know about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat it again.
Yeah.
But that just clears out lots of stuff. Now, I found doing this particular point over and over again when I did it yesterday for again teaching it on my YouTube channel and other places. This particular point here was quite rewarding, because I nearly fell asleep doing one sequence because I've done this so repeatedly.
Yeah.
In all the sequences I was doing, by the time I got to probably the 5th or 6th sequence of facial reflexology, I was going into doze mode. I'm thinking, wait.
Oh. And the last one then?
The last one.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a calming one. So these last 2 points that if you check in with the YouTube video, it's both on Felicia's and my YouTube and Instagram. We were doing all about how to, in doing these sequences, about all of these calming, releasing tension from your neck, your shoulders, your back. So they were all the sequences that we're doing yesterday. And today's ones then were all about allergies and the points that you can use for, for anybody that has allergies at any time of the year. But can you imagine how great it'll be, like when it's, you know, allergy seasons, when the pollen has been released, you know, that you can actually do, you know, these things, and it can help rebalance your body so that it's not, it doesn't think that these are actually attacking it, that'll bring it back more into balance, which is really, really cool. Fantastic. Felicia, so what is it that we're going to do on our next one now?
I thought you may say that, Marie. Okay, guys, what we're going to be doing, okay, back problems.
Back problems, excellent. Okay, because there's a lot of people out there that will actually have an awful lot of back problems, and emotionally back tends to be about support. So it is. So it's how we, you know, whether we're getting support or not getting enough support, or it's just, it tends to reflect back on us how we're feeling about what's happening in our own lives and in the world in general. you know, which is absolutely fantastic. As always, an absolute pleasure. The next one will be next week. We'll get back probably Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, we'll see what works out for both of us. But back problems next week.
Yes, absolutely.
My darling, mind yourself, and to everybody that tunes in, thank you so much. Like, share and subscribe, because the more people that can feel self-empowered over their own health, the better. If you put on the link, Felicia, for the tea that you recommend as well, that will help with with allergies and whatever it is. You know, we can add that on to the sequence of segment or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay.
I know what I mean.
Bye. Bye. Bye.